Hello, and welcome to Off the Dome. My name's Dominic. Esports are super cool. Esports takes the competitive aspect of getting better mechanically at a game with the storylines of the players and teams and blends it together to a true competitive art form. Holy shit, that sounds so lame. There's a lot of esports scenes for different games, big ones like League of Legends or CSGO or even the EVOs of the world, but the new big esports on the rise has been Valorant. Valorant is a CSGO-like tac shooter with teams and classes that makes it easy to watch. But the best part about Valorant is that because Riot Games, the creator of League of Legends, is backing it, it's going to have a huge esports scene, which means that players from all over the first-person genre are coming down to Valorant. Players from CSGO, PUBG, Rainbow Six, even Fortnite are coming down and competing in this game. Even Overwatch players can get a second chance. Going on right now in 2021, Valorant is seeing a big boom with Riot Games Circuit. So right now we have the Masters 1 tournament just happened, and that has been home to so many stories. North America is just one region for Valorant, but it's seen so much competition, so that's why I really want to talk about it today. The Valorant tournament infrastructure is a little difficult to explain just by looking at it. And so in 2020 when Valorant was released, Riot Games was pretty hands-off when it came to running tournaments. Tournaments were mainly hosted by independent organizers with support from Riot. During this time, we saw the rise of teams like TSM, Sentinels, and 100 Thieves that really set themselves apart from the rest of North America. Now, at the end of 2020, Riot held the Valorant First Strike Invitational Tournament, which saw the final three be 100 Thieves, TSM, and Sentinels, with TSM taking grand prize and Sentinels and TSM just behind them.
2 versus 4 for TSM. They have to find a way out of this situation, but it's getting worse and worse. And who better than Hiko to look to seal the deal here in this grand finals as Colors tries. He does all that he can, but it's simply not enough against 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves, they've done it. They are...
Going into 2021, these were the teams to look out for. Now, at the start of the new year, Riot took the lead on running a professional Valorant league, which saw a series of qualifiers that led into different tournaments. So the basic way to explain it is at the end of the year, there is the Valorant Championships. But to qualify for those Valorant Championships, you have to get points in these Masters tournaments. Now there are 3 Masters tournaments throughout the year, and to get into these Masters tournaments, you have to qualify through Valorant Challenger tournaments. Now to get into Challenger tournaments, it's an open bracket, which leads to a closed bracket. And yes, it's so absurdly confusing. But just know that the Master events are incredibly important for placing in the championships at the end of the year. As teams were working their way into qualifying for challengers, we saw the rise of new talent in NA. Teams like Envy and Immortals started rapidly improving over this period.
Here comes the challenge, gang still lines both up and gets 3 in the round.
Oh no, Sean. This could be everything here. He is on the mega trigger discipline. He's up looking for more. There's the first one, the second and third on the transfer for food.
Making into the first 4 Masters qualifying slots, alongside the Titan Sentinels.
Going on with the Reyna, there's a dismiss out of the action. Resetting the situation is sick though. He is savage.
Oh my God.
He does not give a damn. Precisely where Finesse is. He's not going to pop the ult. He knows how difficult this is. 8 bullets.
Along the way, they had to beat a lot of the staple North American teams that were in these Challengers events. Teams like Genji.
Kale was able to trade it back, but TSM still on top. You can start moving in quickly, and it's not getting any easier or else putting shots like that. Busa's just gotta hold the angle while his teammate just holds the spike.
Luminosity.
Stops that spike plan. There's another kill for LG.
This has gone sideways for Sentinel so fast. The Proto with 3.
FaZe and 100 Thieves.
Just covered it. This is NIP trying to starve a little bit of information of their own, but nobody expects Corey to be in the house. That's 2.
Team but sick breaks the glass and takes Dicey down. Austin was able to come online for a kill, but it's 100 Thieves backs against the wall. But Asuna doing everything in his power to make sure that that spike does not go down. It was all up to Shazam, but across the board, everybody will fall and 100 Thieves stay in it.
By the third and last Challenger series, most of these teams had already made it to either Masters or the closed qualifier bracket to get into Masters. Envy even 3-0'd Sentinels to take their top seed in the Masters tournament. It seemed like the new wave of top North American talent was coming from the big 3 in Sentinels, Envy, and Immortals. Sentinels was the only team remaining in the top echelon of North American Valorant. 100 Thieves had been waning during this point, but was still considered one of the strongest in the Challenger series. Notice though that one team is missing. Where is TSM? One of the best teams in the world in 2020 had yet to qualify for a single closed qualifiers bracket. In their qualifying match against XSET to get into the first Challengers closed bracket, they lost 2-1. And again, something similar happened when they played Gen G to qualify for Challengers 2, coming down to a last game, last round situation, with Gen G just clutching it out.
He's got to go. He's working against the clock. The flash just come through. He leaps on out. He tries to swing towards elbow. He's able to find Throne. He just no way. He's able to do it onto Hayes. And Gusto will get the defuse. Gen G will send TSM home.
If they wanted to qualify for Masters, they would need to make it all the way through an open bracket and a closed bracket just to have a chance at Masters. TSM this time was still considered one of the best teams in the world due to their incredibly strong lineup. Their main man was Wardell, one of the best players in the world and probably one of, if not the best player in North America. Alongside him, they also have Sub Rosa and Drone, who are two incredibly strong players, some of the best of their characters in North America. Also on their team is Cutler and Hayes, both incredible players, and Cutler spells his name backwards. TSM was trying some different variations out, specifically on Sub Rosa, who wanted to play Sky instead of his Omen, who he's well known for. However, for the third and final Challenger qualifier, they stuck to their guns and played their composition that they were best known for. They tore through the open bracket easily, making it to close qualifiers and their last chance to make it to Masters. They needed to place top 4 in this 8-team bracket, so they needed 2 wins to make it to Masters. But they were against some of North America's top Valorant talent, also clawing their way for their last spot in Valorant Masters. In the first round, TSM had to face up against Gen G, the team that knocked them out of the second Challenger series in the last round, last game situation. Matches between TSM and Gen G are always nail-biters, often back and forth. The match was going to be a coin flip.
Based on history, that last 2-1 result that we did see a couple challenges ago, or just one challenges ago, that's one that still stings for TSM, and that's one that Gen G I think still holds quite strongly in terms of their favorability coming to this match today.
You know, both teams are 7-2 on this map since we've started the Valorant Champions Tour. It's been a stronger defensive side, though, for TSM as they do get a bit more aggressive, trying to challenge over through showers. Sean tried to dive on in, and this broke down quickly. Ultimately, going to earn the Seekers up. Hayes, Sky player. Mikhail's going to have to give this up, and as the re-peek over towards Hookah comes through, TSM clean things up. Tagged down pretty low. Damage is still pretty substantial, but Gomonda's also here. He finds himself 2 with Sabrosa with that picked up rifle. Will find 3, doing it 1 better. Start to fight this one back in a 4v4.
Sabrosa has potential timing. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah, Quinn doesn't know. Quinn is not going to check that angle. 3 versus 4, at least a strong stop is available, but not if the pick comes through. 4 versus 1, and this is at TSM. Are going to take map number 1. There is no way Gimon does any more here. Sabrosa shuts it down. 3 kills, and by far, in my opinion, the MVP of this opening map.
Wardell still holding long. He's no longer just on a blade storm. He's got a vandal to work with. Nobody checks Cutler. Wardell watching over the top. Both will find an individual kill, and TSM find their first round.
No one's going to be leading this one. Go. Here comes the paranoia. Here comes the retake.
And once again, Wardell over the top. The updraft peak, +1 on the low ground, looking for the full ace. He gets the right click. Wardell for 5. Win would be trapped underneath hell if that is the commitment. As they make their way forward, Cutler is able to find Win, and now it's just down to Gusta. And he won't even get the better of Cutler. Goodness, he locked down the angle. Nanostorm will fade, and Cutler will get the defusal. TSM back up on top 9-8. Full-fledged kill. Gets the spike into hand. Tries to bait out the peak. And he finds the shoulder, but no drone. Locks the shots down at TSM. They take the series 2-0 as they advance to the winner's bracket.
TSM clutches out their first match, getting a close 2-0, seeing 13-8 and 13-9. But next they were going to be up against the Rising Stars and Luminosity. Now, Luminosity was a good team. By the beginning of the year, they picked up your boy Dre and Moose, and they really started to pick up the pace. Alongside teammate Proto, they had an incredibly strong lineup, and they wanted to prove themselves as one of the best in North America.
They have been giants right from the beginning of the beta. I think everybody is familiar with their names. They are household names at this point.
Luminosity, you've got a Proto, Stellar, Thief, Moose, and your boy Dre. Probably, and I say this very carefully because I don't very casually throw this around. Some of the most cracked out, like insane raw aim players that I've ever seen. They're just out of their mind.
So in that sense, it feels like with all of the skill and momentum that LG has, crashing into the experience of TSM, it's going to be interesting to see if TSM can manage them in this best of 3. Very popular despite the price increase. And here they go straight through. Your boy Dre trying to open up the action there. Jerome will be able to deal with him. And another one coming through as well. So TSM, it's all TSM in the kill feed at the moment. It's looking like a terrible start here for Luminosity.
He's going to be able to get the spike down. Gonna back up, gets a shot, needs to see one, looks for the second, lands one shot, dashes away, drops things down to 1v1, down the third. Help, he's gonna have a chance, and Wardell goes huge for TSM. Gonna be good for one as Stellar drops. Zone dropping the ball, Moose goes big, he goes for 2, give him the third.
Oh no, this is like, it was looking so good initially for TSM, but it's all falling apart.
Dre and Thief get one apiece, TSM down 2.
Still on that side, looking extremely dangerous. This guy cannot be stopped.
Find the third is going to use the North F to try to give everything away. Hayes drops, 2 left for TSM as the Proto should get the spike down.
Zabroza here, always to get eliminated, leaving just Carla every single shot. Look at this skill differential in just this round and some of the other rounds too. It's just incredible to witness. Luminosity, I don't know, man, what they've been doing before this game. Sight here, looking for that retake to really start to come out to fruition. A Proto, of course, the share of causing problems, but now down to your boy Dre with the Spectre. And despite the pressure's coming in, and the spray is there at the top.
No way!
All the bullets are gone. Just out of time is your boy Dre. It's a good effort that could make the difference here.
And Luminosity down to 2 members left. The TSM's 2 members that remain are certainly very weak. Make this a 1v1.5 as it drops down to a 1v1. And Moose goes nuts. He gets 3. Wins the round for Luminosity as they tie up 6 at half.
Retake that compared with B as far as they're concerned in this round. So that's why they've managed. They've set it up this way. All there as well as really just crushing potential movement forward. And there you go. It's just a simple defense there. TSM sort of found themselves being checkmated. We'll see some space gained here, but again, it's so hard against Luminosity. They're always going to be good for the prize. Your boy Dre locks it in. Luminosity able to take down TSM, forcing them down to the lower bracket where they will meet 100 Thieves for another shake.
TSM had lost 2-0 to LG, moving down to the losers bracket. If they had won that match, they would have made it to Masters. But unfortunately, they have to play one more match to make it there. Now, their match was going to be against 100 Thieves. TSM versus 100 Thieves. This was the finals of last year's First Strike competition. And now it's just to qualify for the next tournament. The skill base in NA had really improved over the past year, and TSM was going to have to prove themselves that they're still among the top.
The less than ideal performance they just had against Luminosity, this very well could tip in their favor. There was a team who would be able to adjust that quickly and pull off something like this in the middle of a run to qualify for the first Masters event. It would be 100 Thieves. So
hoping that we'll see a pretty competitive game here. TSM, despite being on the rough end of things a few times to Luminosity's aggression and skill, they actually managed to do a good job at fighting back and finding momentum at some point back.
TSM get a ton of room to work with, right? And they get so much information. Nice shot from Steel.
He's picked up the Sheriff and the pistol and is panning out. He generally makes interesting choices. The Sheriff and the pistol. Really cool that that's opening things back up here now for his team. Hiko is doing the damage as well. He's going to finish off what Steel set up for him.
I mean, he's been good at stuff like this many a time. He's good for one. The Hunter's Fury, no freaking way. Tags up both. We're going to stick to the fuels and no freaking way. Captain Clutch does it again. Hiko wins the round for 100 Thieves. Ahead of TSM as far as score goes. TSM having to play, really having to play perfect Valorant from here on out. Just to get us to overtime.
I mean, the Odin, he's not even having to do anything. He's looking at a box and just holding down mouse 1. Come on. This is
not fair.
is it? And he goes right in there to finish things off.
On each side.
A quick reset into a fast rotation onto the B side. Onto that mid action. Oh, great stuff there from Drone.
He wins the duel, great, and even if he doesn't, he just buys himself time, leaves Hiko alone. The floor beneath him, eating him alive. He's gonna get a chance at one. Rosa pushes back, but the problem is the clock continues to tick away. Nice shot from Cutler with the Sheriff. 9 seconds left on the clock. They have to go. Wardell starting to get the thing down. Cutler drops. Steel goes in. The spike does drop. Steel with the shots. TSM just down to Subrosa. On the other side of the smoke, one. Isolating things down to 1v1. The Paranoia's gonna come out. The Paranoia lands, but Steel swings with the 3K. 100 Thieves have control of the site. It's just Hazed alone here in a 1v3. Playing off the site. The darts there. Fancy forward from Haze to keep it alive. Asuna drops. Hiko does as well, and Ethan stops the clutch.
There's only one man left standing is Hiko, and Hayes does not care. He wants to shoot everybody in the face.
Surely not, right? Surely not. Hiko,
Well, there you go.
stay alive long enough to be able to use your Hunter Security. He's got no freaking way Hiko does this again. He drops things down to a 1v1, taps, looking for the swing. He spotted Cutler, so he has a great idea of where he is, and Hiko does it again! Are you kidding me? Your first strike champions are going to Masters!
In the end, TSM didn't make it to Masters. They fell for the third and final time, just not making it. This really was the fall of one of the greatest teams in North America. So what does this mean for TSM moving forward? They hadn't really switched up their team all that much, aside from some roles, but overall, they kept the same core group. Moving beyond this Masters tournament, they had some time to rebuild and rethink their strategy. They ended up picking up Brax as a 6th man, currently having them replace Hayes as they move forward through the tournaments. TSM continues to be one of the strongest teams in North America. They have some of the strongest players. They can come back in their former glory. Moving forward, I can't wait to see what TSM does. I know this video started talking about the Masters tournaments, but really this story needs to be told because TSM was a favorite going into Masters. Up until, well, they didn't make it to Masters. This really shows just how competitive the North American Valorant scene is. So next time, I'll be here talking about the Valorant Masters Tournament. Thank you for watching.